my goal is to try to get people who can't understand where we're coming from, where you see what's going on in the world right now.
I panicked a little bit.
Hey man, bring back the old days.
But I was always ready to go. Anytime you show up to the party with this, it better.
Yo, what up?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Men and Means podcast.
Back at it. Here we are, episode 44.
Episode 44. We got Travis back with us today.
Fofo for sure.
We talked about it last week. We're going to bring him back.
for sure.
I think first repeat guest.
Yeah. This is the first repeat. We did have a two-part episode once, but this is a true two episode guest. So
Yeah.
Travis, man, you made history.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be here. So
All right.
Yeah.
Happy to have you, man.
Yep.
Long time listener, first time,
First time caller,
second time visitor.
second time guest.
Yeah.
We decided to run it back.
All right.
And just so, quick FYI, just so the camera picks it up, show us
you
some
go.
support.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. James is supporting it as well.
Yep.
Trying
Trying to get it in the pocket.
Yeah.
And you are supporting.
I said, goddamn. Right? We'll get into that a little bit later, but shout out to my boy for the sweater, man. Appreciate that.
Yep.
So as always, man, we like to start off with a little thing we like to call here whiskey time. This week, James, man, bring us home.
Okay, so today we have the Balvenie Caribbean cask. This is aged 14 years, and it's extra matured in rum cask.
All right. I want to give you a little something that I learned about this here. The malt master, he actually takes this, he actually blends, as he mentioned, James mentioned, is this actually starts off in traditional oak cask, then they move it over to a rum cask. The malt master, what he does, he actually gets his different blend of his own rums that he's carefully selected, fills these casks, let them age to the appropriate age, gets rid of the rum, pours in the Balvenie whiskey, and allows this particular whiskey here to age itself in that rum cask. Something pretty cool you don't hear every day. So what we can expect is,
And you have a little more history on it, right? Something about shipwrecking or fucking being stuck on a...
this was actually from Pirates of the Caribbean.
There you go.
And this is what Jack Sparrow was actually doing. Him, Blackbeard, and all the boys. You know what I mean? They were all drinking this.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Morgan, that cast that he jumped into to save was actually the Balvenie.
The Balvenie.
Yeah. Don't be fooled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've had a Balvenie before.
We have.
12 year.
12-year.
It wasn't aged in rum. So this one's a little different. I was going to give Ken a lot of shit because I thought we were going to run back the same one.
Right.
But he was extra prepared today.
I did a little homework, guys.
I love that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that every day.
I definitely want to make sure I'm putting forth the effort for the fans out there. I would like to educate you a little bit on something every time we do this. And so that's just my little piece to you guys, man, and my personal nod to you guys as fans and being supportive. So thank you.
Did you already get price point?
No, I have not. But since we're jumping into it, man, this bottle's going to hit you for about $75.
Nice. Not too bad.
It's not crazy. Probably not something you want to take to a party and just it'll be gone in 20 minutes. People will consume this. But I mean, if you got something going on at home, a couple friends, maybe you guys want to have some cigars. It's definitely not a bad way to go. So that said, man, why don't we hit the nose of this?
Let's get in there.
Okay.
Hello.
A pleasant hello.
Hello, indeed.
How are you doing? God damn.
I'm doing marvelous.
It's like ASMR session right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna ruin it all. I'm gonna say
Anthony?
how you doing in German. It's V Gates.
You are something
Gates.
else.
How's it
brother.
going?
All right.
Also the first white guest.
Yeah.
Full white.
Happy to be here.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
we did have a white guest before.
God damn.
Yeah.
She's
Oh, yeah.
Polish.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No, she's not Polish. She's Lithuanian.
Oh,
Lithuanian.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. My bad, Kimber.
Yeah.
see,
And
I
you
thought
should know.
I don't know if I could say her name or not, but like she was already obviously a guest. So
She was the guest.
shout out to Kimber.
We didn't make it up.
Oh, 4 foot nothing, Kimber.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out.
Oh, but the smell of this is amazing. Right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this. I appreciate that sharp note it has there.
Yeah.
Like for me, we haven't had in a while that real crisp, sharp whiskey note. This is a beautiful smell. Like this is something this is what I'm looking for when I smell a whiskey.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't mention before, but this is a Speyside. And as far as the nose goes, man, I want to say it's extremely rich.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of tropical fruits. I think the one that's coming through the most prominent is going to be passion fruit for me. I'm really getting a nice passion fruit.
Well, on the nose, I'm not getting that so much. More for me on the nose is just like a sweetness, but like I said, not really like a syrupy or like an artificial sweetness. It's more like vanilla, you know.
Yeah, definitely some
But
vanilla going on there.
I'm not mad at it. I really like it. I think it counteracts, and like James's point, it does have a little bit of like a sharpness. Like it lets you know what I mean. It's not fucking around. So
Okay.
It smells like a good time.
yeah, that it does.
It smells like it's dangerous. I think that was what we were alluding to a
Also
little bit
that is-
earlier.
yeah.
Like it smells like that.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
It's
Well,
kind of dangerous.
we haven't. Yeah.
You're gonna
You know
put
what I
down
mean?
half a bottle. You're gonna stand up, and then you're gonna
Yeah.
sit right back down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what hits you. So I'm excited to just jump into the palate of this guy.
Yeah. Let's-
Shall we?
Yes. Cheers. Boys.
Cheers.
Ooh boy.
I'm just gonna say I'm tasting that sweet vanilla right there.
It's a straight on Scotch. Like there's no denying a Scotch. That smokiness is there. The vanilla is there for me too, and also like a little bit of like caramel too. Actually,
I'm getting some notes of apple, a little apple.
Mm.
The sweet vanilla is coming through strong.
Vanilla and toffee for me.
Toffee, yeah.
But you are getting that whiskey flavor. You're getting the oak.
Yeah.
For sure is coming through, and then you are getting that sweetness. Like there's no denying it.
I get oak more on the finish actually.
Well, yeah, and for me, the finish, the vanilla is still strong,
Mhm.
but I think that's where I'm getting that rum cask really showing its face, if you would.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good.
I just got a hint of orange. Just now.
Did you?
Just now got a hint of orange.
After you hit the
Maybe I was gonna say maybe the cigar. Yeah, I feel like this cigar, and we should talk about these.
We
too.
should, we should.
because these are the Macanudo. What's the
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm
It's
working
a-
on it.
Esperanza?
Macanudo Inspirados.
Close enough.
And Travis, why don't you...
Well, so for this specific cigar, it looks like it's a Maduro, which I tend to favor when I go to a cigar shop or something. This is kind of what I'm looking for.
Can you give it just... And as always, guys, it just happened on schedule. James fumbled the ash. Okay.
God damn.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because I don't want it to fall?
James, I don't know what you do over there.
I think you get excited about it because it's so damn
I'm
good.
too rough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
fuck
yeah,
yeah.
for me, the cigar it pairs well.
I'm sorry. Just if you would, real quick, would you explain a Maduro?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So a Maduro typically will have like a darker outside wrapper.
Right.
And that's like one of the characteristics of a Maduro. Typically, they're a little bit. Despite the appearance, they're actually usually a bit smoother, I would say, in my
agree.
experience. And so, like for this one specifically, you get like a bit of oiliness that kind of coats the mouth, which is not a bad thing. I know that may not sound very appeasing, but it's appetizing rather. But
It's all about that mouthfeel.
it's all about the mouth.
What that mouth do?
That mouth be tasting this cigar. That's what it do. And it has a little bit of nuttiness to it, a little nuttiness, and some black pepper.
So you're getting...
I'm getting a nutty, oily mouthfeel.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
Okay, that's a beautiful description.
Yeah.
If I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
But
I'm aroused.
no, but I think we're a fan. I don't think we thought about it that way until you said it. It would have made more sense now. But we typically like the darker wrapped cigars, you know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fucking. It just pairs well with this whiskey.
I think
They go
yeah.
well together.
Yeah, I think Maduros in general are good for pairing. Whereas, like, if you're gonna have like a like a Connecticut leaf or something like more lighter in color, but like traditional style cigar, you kind of don't want to like pair it with anything else. Like, you want to like take it all in just for what it is. Not to say that you couldn't smoke this by itself, but it pairs well.
I'd say that like a Maduro, the flavors are a little more prominent, so they tend to stand up against the Scotch a little better. You know what I mean? In my experience.
Fair
here.
enough. Yeah. And again, we're no experts, but this is this is pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right, guys. So why don't we go ahead and give a rating on this? Looks like I'm going to start it off. All right. So all around, I'm going to say I don't know if we jumped in presentation on it.
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't jump into presentation, so I'll hit that real quick. How about we just hit it before we give our review?
Yeah.
So presentation for me, I'm going to say this is the Balvenie bottle. A lot of scotches kind of run with this kind of this kind of weird anal plug vibe here, like the Ardbeg, the Lagavulin, all have similar type of bottles.
I call it shipwreck. You call it anal
I call it,
plug.
it looks like an anal plug to me.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, there's a plug in it. I'm just gonna say what I said.
Yeah. Obviously, watch a lot of porn, but yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Anyway,
Hey, Dad.
Shit. Sorry, guys. Anyway, moving on past that now. I'd say it's fairly simplistic. However, it works well. You have like a nice butterscotch label going on here. I could vibe with that. I'm not mad at it. It does come in a nice little metal canister, as James is displaying for you now. Overall presentation, I'm gonna give it. You know, it looks good. It's presentable. It's not over the top. It's fine. Overall, I'm gonna sit this one right at I'm gonna give it an 8.5. 8.5
For overall?
Yeah,
Okay,
overall.
fair enough.
Okay, for me, I'll just jump into me for now. The presentation, I like it. I like all of the script, all the design, all the layouts, all the fonts they used. I like the shape of the bottle. It looks fancy. It has a canister. It's nice. The nose of it is good. It's sharp. It's what I'm looking for. Then you have the taste. The taste has that sharpness with it. It has the notes that are in there. You taste them all, so you get a little bit of sweet. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. 7.5 for me.
Fair
All
enough.
right, all
And
right.
for me, I'm kind of falling right in the middle. Like I'll jump straight into the rating. I'm going to give it an 8. But just some things on like the presentation. I really like when a bottle comes in a canister or like an outside packaging, because it gives them the opportunity to kind of give a little bit more info on what you're going to get into, right? And so like on the back of that, it kind of gives a little history of the distillery and kind of gives you like a little bit of what you can expect as far as like tasting notes and stuff.
Right.
And just overall, I think that you know you get more out of it if you kind of know what to expect, and you can kind of pinpoint things, because I'm no expert, but you know, sometimes it's hard for me to put words to what I'm tasting. But when you read on the back of that you can expect some of this, you know, caramel, some of this whatever, you're like, oh yeah, that's what that is. So I really like the presentation. Overall, the taste is good. The smell is really good. And so yeah, that's why I'm landing right in the middle with an 8.
All right, man. That's gonna give you an average minimum score of an 8. Thank you guys.
We were making it real easy for you the last 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Hey, and I really appreciate it. You
Yeah.
guys started giving 3
Are we doing that subconsciously?
I would hope so.
Because like I know your phone's using the
Yeah,
recording
I would hope
feature.
you are.
I don't give a fuck about your math skills. I'm just
Yeah.
giving it what I think it deserves.
Well, you know what? Thanks for fucking.
Hey, if and when I do get invited back, I'm gonna go with like a weird ass decimal just to throw you off.
I'm just gonna average you, round it up. Do whatever you want, dude. Okay, I'm gonna. You're gonna
Also, I just wanted to comment too. These glasses, I'm a big fan, and I just want to give a shout out to my boy Oscar. He's the one who turned me on to these, and I've been kind of spreading the word ever since. And
Right.
so, shout out to Oscar for turning me on to these glasses.
And shout out to you, man, as you actually
Paid it forward.
Paid it forward. You
Right.
actually bought us these glasses, man. So big
Like I
shout
s-
out, big
I
thank
have-
you.
Like I
Yeah.
said, big fan.
And you actually bought us 4, and I was a greedy asshole and was like, I'm gonna keep 2 at the house.
I've been
You
using
know,
this for
man.
about 6 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it.
But it's tulip shaped, so I mean I still get the
no,
notes in
yeah,
there.
for sure. That's not a bad glass.
I'll drink it out of anything, but it's nice out of those. So
yeah, for sure.
My rating is probably a little tarnished
Mm.
because I'm not getting the same nose as you
Yeah,
guys.
I usually
but
just drink it out of the bottle. So,
Well, maybe
you know.
maybe I'll get a couple more.
yeah.
Nah,
You've done too much already. But I did see something online earlier. I think this week they were saying, look, if you're gonna get into the whiskey game, there was a video. It was saying, okay, the best way is the ice cube. They're like, no, the best way is to get a whiskey, try it neat.
Mhm.
Just start there.
Mm-hmm.
Start neat. And then if it's too much, add water.
Yes.
Add a
Yes.
little bit of water. That's going to bring out the notes of the actual flavors.
Mm-hmm.
And they said if that's too much, then you move to the ice cube. And then
Yeah.
from there, it's preference, right?
Right.
So as you're getting into the whiskey game and you want to try some of these things, and if you can't find the flavor right away, add a couple drops of water. The
Mhm.
flavor should open up, and it should help you like understand more of what the packaging is giving you.
Right.
And then if you prefer your whiskey cold, by all means, put an ice cube in there, drink it
Right.
however the fuck you want.
Right.
But there's levels to understanding the complexities of the whiskey.
100%.
Like we said, it has a sharp note, but there's sweetness in there.
Yeah.
And that comes across, and the cask comes across.
And if you're not getting that right away, then you should add water, you know what I mean, until you're starting to pick up some of those flavors.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too, you guys have never come across as like snobs or like put down any way of enjoying it. But I feel like it's worth saying, you know, like it all comes down to enjoying it, right? And so however you enjoy it, whether it's with ice or whether, you know, adding
Coke.
water, whatever it is, like do what you got to do, you know what I mean? But yeah, for sure you should be trying to, you know, get to a level where you can enjoy it for what it is. Because if you're just mixing it all the time, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's no point in going like, you know, higher than, you know,
grade.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But once you do start to progress and feel like branching out, for sure, like, you know, add water, add ice, do what you got to do to where you can enjoy it. That way you're getting something out of it other than just like that harsh alcohol burn, you know?
Yeah. And you know, to Travis's point, man, I obviously here we're trying to sample the whiskey, we're trying to give a review on the whiskey. So we're kind of diving all the way into it. But if that's not your preference and that's not what you're doing, no worries. You know, I make fun of whiskeys sometimes. But you know what, man? If you like Jack Daniels, go for it, man. You do you. It's the highest selling whiskey in the fucking country. So obviously people like it.
It's goddamn American.
Yeah. America. Fuck yeah.
And you know, and while we're kind of going over this, I think that me and Ken have been, we shied away from bourbons for a while,
Right.
like for at least for a certain period of this podcast.
Right.
We've obviously had bourbons, but I'm like on social media, and I there's so many bourbon fans out there, and they're throwing bourbons I've never heard of,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I got some
kudos
coming.
to you guys.
I got some coming, man.
So we are not like, forget what we've done previously. Our whole mind was opened up with the rye that came in that was good.
Yeah, definitely.
Seeing people who love bourbons and there's levels to every single type of whiskey. So you know, we weren't doing it intentionally. It just wasn't our thing. But we understand there's a whole world out there that we haven't really tapped.
Right.
Yeah, I've tried to give people some of the Islas, man, and they are like, "Why the fuck are you drinking this?" You know, they hated it.
Yeah.
And so I understand that. You know what I mean? And people are unique. We're all individuals, and so you know, different strokes for different folks, man. And no worries on that. And yeah, even that, I think, James, like I said, man, I was doing some homework on it, and there's several bourbons out there that there's another Japanese one that I'm gonna bring to the table pretty soon.
Redemption.
Yeah. You know, you can't judge. You can't take one thing out of a class of things and say that's what that class is now. You got to really, you got to really indulge yourself into that. And so, you know.
And I that's a good segue, I think, into today's topic, just because you can't take one thing and judge a whole class or a whole group or a whole whatever by one sample. You know what I mean?
Good point. Well, with that though, let's ease our way into it. You know what I mean? Let's be real DJ easy. I'm gonna leave that Jose that's for you.
Art LeBeau.
Anyway, man, something I did want to touch on. It's been kind of real big topic lately amongst especially a lot of the younger guys, a lot of younger people, I should say, is the whole Robin Hood situation.